That's right. Making sure all of that stuff clicked. We spent 4 long months in Arkham City. And all of that changes today as we go into Arkham Origins. Got my water ready. I downloaded all the DLC, which was way more expensive than it should have been. It's a great day to be Batman. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's make sure those new Battle for the Cow, Holy Hydration, Get Your Backpack Straight, Andrea Romano. Sweet, looks like Want to know how I got these scars is up and running. Great. All right, for those of you unaware, for the zeros of people out there, Arkham Origins is the prequel of the Arkham series, considered canon within the Arkhamverse, but often seen as the lesser of the four games. It was not created by Rocksteady. It was, Warner Brothers Canada? Montreal, yep. I'm playing the Xbox 360 version because there is not an Xbox One version. Sorry I'm a little late. Hey, Rocker! Happy Friday. Sorry I'm late, buddy. Yep, we're going with Origins. We've got this. There's a lot in this game, as I'm sure you're well aware. 2 days ago, I was driving around here in town, coming back from the dog park with Charles the Great, and ran over a screw or something. It embedded in one of my tires, and I lost it. I lost the tire, so they told me to call at noon to see if my new tire was in, and it is. How are you this wonderful Friday? I got all that info up and going. Oops. Show me both, buddy. I need to see both the activity feed and the chat at the same time. Come on, phone. Yeah, I'm really excited for this game. Unlike the other Arkham games. Hey, go do your thing. That's fine. You probably know all this information. Yeah, Arkham Origins is a prequel taking place, I think it's technically year 2 in the Batman chronology. So still very early on in Bruce's career. We get some new voice actors in this game. Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy are not the voices of Batman and the Joker in this game. Troy Baker is here as the Joker, doing a Mark Hamill impression. And who plays Batman? I don't remember. Yeah, but kind of a young, aggressive, angry Batman, as we will see. This game has some fun DLC, which the Game Pass didn't cover all of it. Cold Heart, which I've never played. I didn't feel like paying the money for it. Cold Heart is one of those. It's the origin story of Mr. Freeze. As well as getting to play as Deathstroke and Bruce Wayne in his formative years. So that's going to take us through all of the AR challenges. we're going to have the New Game Plus mode, and then this game has a special mode called I Am the Knight, which is playing through the hard difficulty, but no death. If you die, you have to start from the beginning. That is attached to an achievement, so we're for sure going to do it. I have more achievements on this game already than I thought I had. But there are definitely more. Hey, Rach, welcome in. There are definitely more to get. How are you this fine Friday, Rachel? Yeah, lots of achievements still. Some of them pretty difficult. A lot of them associated with the challenge maps. I have played through a bunch of them, at least as Batman, so I was happy to see that. But we're going to go through, we're going to do them all again. So, without... yeah, it's my first attempt at a clickbait. Yeah, I get to... Hi, Jenna! I've had several people do that to me, where it pops up like, hey, they mentioned you in a comment. I was like, great. Oh, that's amazing. So I thought I'd try it. I'm glad it worked. Arkham Origins, prequel Batman. Purchased all that DLC. That's me. Yeah, I thought I'd give it a try. It worked. So this is Batman Arkham Origins. I'm glad to know I'm not the only person who has a mild heart attack when those come up. Because my assumption is they can't be talking nicely about me. Oh, Rachel, it's fantastic. This came out between Arkham City and Arkham Knight. What year? 2013? Is that right? Yeah, I think it was a 2013 game. 2012, 2013. But it came out between Arkham City and Arkham Knight, created by Warner Brothers Montreal, so not the main Rocksteady folks. Heads up. I love it. This game functions a lot like really long DLC for Arkham City. It follows a lot of the same narrative beats. The combat mechanics, we don't see as much of a drastic change as we did from Asylum to City, and definitely not from these games to Arkham Knight, but it's still really good. Corby! I regret doing that. You know what? Since we're having such wonderful conversation, I'm going to ruin it by putting a fortune cookie in my mouth. We took a walk, got some coffee, and I bought a fortune cookie. Corby! What was... Gross. What was your other suggestion? I updated, I got, want to know how I got these scars? I put that in there, but I could not remember what the other channel reward you suggested was. Right, and what did it do? It's giving advice, right? Yes, yep, thank you. I couldn't remember. I was like, I'll at least get one of them, and then hopefully Corby will show up. How's the new place? You feeling all right about it? And Rachel, if you're still out there, how's the job going? Jenna, I appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. I just saw... I can't remember if it's a new video game or if it's a new TV show, but there's a new Sasquatch thing that came out. Made me think of your voice. Corby, that is such great news. moving is nuts. I feel like I'm still getting situated in my house. Yes, Jenna, congratulations. I love Worlds Colliding. Jenna, fully vaxxed. That's amazing. As of Wednesday, I was my 2 weeks fully upgraded. How are you feeling about it all? Every time I see something with cryptozoology, I think of you. I love that stuff. I don't know nearly enough, but it's so cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to be fully vaxxed. Actually, get to see a friend I haven't seen in years tonight. We're gonna sit outside or in the garage if it's raining, but we'll actually be able to hug each other. Very strong, like Hercules. Multiple shiny Pokemon, that's awesome. Had 2 banana streams. Was this week the 54 person raid? Because that's incredible. How generous. All right. Oh, I'm going to read my fortune. Oh, this one's better than last time. Expect much of yourself and little of others. I feel like if there were a Batman fortune, that would be it. Expect much of yourself and little of others. Oh. Corby, that's terrific. 54 on Monday, 34 yesterday. That's nuts. Heads up, I'm gonna try to be better at raiding. My streams fall at a weird time, and I usually have something right after it. But even my little 5 to 10 people, that's appreciated in a raid. Rage, do not worry. We'll catch up. We'll catch up next week. I'm excited about it too. Corby, so the rocker who's on here, he's on a call. He has offered that too. Dustin wants to help me set that up, so absolutely I will contact. I need to do it. I'm at that point. Monica and I were just talking this morning about the fact that there's a lot that I could do to up my game, that I've sort of plateaued at this level of streaming, and I'm ready to go to the next level. So Corby, I may hit you up on that sometime, because I think it would help. Hey, that's okay. I'm still at the I forget how to hang up the phone call on Discord when we're playing Dead by Daylight, so anything helps. All right, I think it is time for the prequel game, kicking off what will probably be several months. Oh no, I hope I didn't say anything terrible. I don't know. Sorry. Monica, in my bedroom there's a basket of dirty laundry if you want to throw anything in there. Monica is doing laundry and asked if I had anything, which would be nice. Corby, that reflects real life. Just sitting there alone, not doing anything. So thanks for helping me out, putting me to bed. All right, going into the prequel. Arkham City took us 4 months. I know this game. Monica, Jenna says hi. Monica says hi back, Jenna. Corby, oh, I can't wait to come to LARP and you can tuck me in for real. It's gonna be so great. All right. Arkham Origins. Here we go. New game. Difficulty, normal. Subtitles, sure. Brightness, yes. I choked Corby. Beautiful animation. Oh, look at that bat. I love bats so much. They are just so awesome. Adorable, most of them. Kind of creepy. Like me.
Police and emergency services are urging Gotham residents to stay off the roads and in their homes tonight in light of the severe winter storm.
No man is an island, Bruce. You've been back for almost 2 years now. You can't expect me to believe that Gotham's most eligible bachelor is spending another Christmas alone.
You just ran out of time.
Knowing that tonight we put to rest one of Gotham's most heinous and relentless killers, Julian Gregory Day.
Commissioner Loeb, any comment on the rumor that it
You
wasn't
know-
actually the cops who captured Mr. Day?
There is no such thing
Commissioner
as
Loeb.
a Batman.
Good reference to the comics. You know, Jenna, there's actually there's a tradition in Batman lore that Batman, or Bruce Wayne, goes to his mother's grave every Mother's Day and lays flowers there.
Firm code 10, this is a breakout.
Suspect identified as
Yeah, but
Black
what do you
Mask.
get the woman who has
Repeat,
everything
suspect is
but a
Black
life?
Mask. Commissioner Loeb is being held captive. Repeat.
A heartbeat?
Commissioner Loeb is 701.
Yeah, there we go, a necromancer. Look at those blue eyes. He's got the stubble going on.
You do realize it is Christmas Eve, sir.
Love it. We get to see a lot of locations in this game that we haven't seen in the series yet. This being one of them. This is Blackgate Prison.
Looks like Black Mask entered the prison here. I need to find Commissioner Loeb before it's too late.
Remember which buttons do what. Okay, I don't have access to my detective vision yet. Of the games, Danzo, is this the first play? Looks good. No, this is so of the Arkham games, I have played this one the least. Ooh.
By the time I do, that eye.
But no, this is probably my fourth playthrough. It's been a couple of years since I've played it, so I don't remember a ton of it. Yeah, but it's beautiful, especially considering it's the Xbox 360 version.
No, stay away. Go.
But this is
Don't hurt me.
this is the third game in the series for me. I started playing in December with Arkham Asylum.
You're not supposed to be
Who tore this place apart?
Oh my God,
Oh, this is
Alex!
huge.
Hello, hello.
Where is
It's a
Black
beautiful
Mask?
turtleneck,
I
isn't
don't
it?
know. He's here for Commissioner Loeb.
Like, they're
One of his
fancy.
men
Black
knows where
Mask
he's
goons are fancy. How are you, Alex? Oh, I missed you.
This is Captain James Gordon with the GCPD. This is an emergency situation, and I am assuming command. Security personnel and GCPD officers, turn your radios to channel 13 for further instructions.
I love the details. I wonder if they repurposed skin. I mean, these are the outfits that they wore in Arkham Origins.
These are Black Mask's men. I'll make them tell me where I can find Black Mask.
Which is nice because if you'll remember in let's see. Yeah, not too bad. In Arkham Asylum, Joker's men were taken from Blackgate Prison because there was a fire.
Where's Black Mask?
Yeah.
How the hell should I know?
I'm going to make you talk. How much pain you endure before that is in your hands.
Screw you.
I don't have time for this.
Okay. He said it to the execution chamber. With Loeb.
Smart move. Now you get to take a nap.
For some of you who maybe weren't here before, this is set in year 2.
That doesn't belong.
Hey, Rocker, welcome back.
Wonder who's controlling it.
Corby, I disagree with you and Andrew. I think Batman can punch his way through everything.
This is crazy. I'm coming for you.
Let me check. So, do we have access to it? Not yet. Okay. So the upgrade system in this game is a little bit frustrating, because each upgrade, it's a skill tree for kind of everything. So there's a lot of my favorite attacks that we won't get until much later, like the critical counter, the 5 combo boost. We have to upgrade our combat armor. That's something that I don't usually do until I absolutely have to. So that's frustrating. The other thing, if you look, there's a little Batman symbol.
I want my lawyer.
And those are special challenges that you have to do in order.
This gate is blocking my way. I need to grapple up and over it quickly.
But isn't spending money, infusing the economy with funds and, you know, helping to fight systemic problems, isn't that just like societal punching? I absolutely agree. It is one of the struggles of being a Bat fan in our modern era. He does have some fascist tendencies, and it's kind of the argument they make against Iron Man. Like, he uses this technology for himself. Why? yeah, you're right. You're right. That's fair.
On second thought,
We gotta run. We gotta.
It is hard though, because wouldn't changing some of these programs be so much more helpful? He does. He has 2, in fact. The Thomas and Martha Wayne Foundations. So it's not like he does nothing. They really, especially
That area of the
in
floor is weak. I can use my explosive gel to break through.
especially in a lot of modern interpretations, Bruce is seen just, you know, as Playboy millionaire, and he does play up that role a lot, but he's not completely aloof.
They say crime doesn't pay. Someone ought to check the good police commissioner's pockets, because they are lined with my money.
That is
What
Black
have I got
Mask.
to show for it, huh?
If you have
My old
seen
man, the slammer? Not no more. No, tonight we're making
Birds
some
of Prey,
changes. Some big
the
changes.
Fantabulous Harley Quinn, Emancipation of Harley Quinn, or whatever the full title is. Ewan McGregor plays Black Mask in that film. He does an awesome job of it. I liked him as Black Mask in that movie. A very different Black Mask. but channeled some cool Black Mask energy. And then the giant crocodile man is, of course, Killer Croc. Looking very different from his Arkham Asylum and Arkham City interpretation. Which, when this game came out, seemed like an oversight. Corby, you're absolutely right.
That wall beside him is weak. If I can find a way in behind it, I can take him down safely.
There's a good tradition of Star Wars heroes becoming Batman villains. Yeah, yep. Yep, Ewan McGregor, who is so dreamy. I love him. Played Black Mask. Victor Zsasz makes an appearance in that movie too. I liked their use of him. Victor Zsasz is a hard.
I need to depress both switches at around the same time to open that door.
Victor Zsasz is a hard villain to portray just because his story is really messed up. Oh my God. Alex, you're a genius. Yeah, we got to get Oscar Isaacs in there.
But it is Christmas Eve, and he is the calendar.
Pluralized it, but you know what I mean.
What's all this about, Sionis? Haven't I always come through for you?
You may have, Gillian, but things have changed. We're starting with a clean slate, and you're not on it.
What are you talking about? I'm not on it? After all I've done for you. I'm a police commissioner, damn it!
What did we clip, Corby?
Show's over, boys.
I'm too late. Commissioner Loeb is dead. Black Mask has a lot to answer for.
It's the fact! We're never getting out of here!
Commissioner Loeb,
How does he move like that?
Commissioner Loeb is a character from the comics. He was a corrupt commissioner in Batman's first year. Gave, at that point, Lieutenant Gordon a lot of issues. He was also in the Dark Knight trilogy. Oh no! Thank you.
Grab the memory card. You wanted it smashed, so I smashed it.
I don't know. Maybe I need to make a channel instead of just called "Make the Rocker Mad."
Will be your face.
And it's me dabbing.
The memory card is damaged, but I should be able to recover most of the data back at the Batcave.
I'm hoping Dustin stops by, because tomorrow night, I frankly had forgotten about it, but tomorrow evening we are playing a community server. We are playing a community server Minecraft for several hours. And anything collected during that time is going to be donated to charity, which is really cool. I'm excited to be included on that.
Thought I caught your scent.
I know I caught yours.
I have to look it up. In fact, let me pause. Let me pause really fast to figure out that information. If you don't currently follow Dustin D. Miller, I highly recommend it. Where's Dustin? Dustin. He tagged me in it. Such a stupid joke, Corby. And yet I love it. Here we go. A behind-the-scenes charity provides financial assistance to entertainment technology professionals who are seriously ill or injured. I love it. Yeah, there's a group of us going to be playing tomorrow evening. Which is just delightful. And we get to play Minecraft. I've only ever really played Minecraft with my nephews. Okay, I don't remember how I... Oh, it's as simple as that. Yeah, so that should be a lot of fun. Rocker, great question. So this is... I don't have the exacts. This game is full of like, hey. Well, that's our first hit of the game. He seems hungry. You're not wrong. Come on. There we go. So to give an idea, usual Batman mythology is that Bruce left around the age 15 for 10 years, so came back. There we go. Came back about 25. And became Batman within that first year. So we can assume that he's 26, 27 in this game. My guess would be that the Batman that we see in...
Where's he going?
Probably mid-30s?
I want teeth. I want answers.
Thanks for dropping by, Alex. Can't wait to see you in person, too. It's been way too long.
What assassin?
Give him a Snickers. Yeah. He's actually just a normal guy when he's not hangry.
At least we know he won't be ugly.
Freeze! Hold me right there. I'm taking you in.
Yeah.
Not tonight.
Yeah, there is, aggressive is such a good word for it. This young Batman, this is still angry Batman. Mad that his city has become as terrible as it is.
No such thing as
Yeah.
Batman.
Yep. That's the same voice actor for Harvey Bullock as the animated series. Oh, it does?
Are you back for the night, sir?
Huh.
Shall I warm up?
No.
Give me 1 sec.
It's going to be a long night, Alfred. I just ran into a human-shaped crocodile. Told me Black
Um,
Mask has hired assassins to kill me.
I turned it down a bit. Let me know if it's too low. Yeah. Sweet. There is an achievement in this game, really fast. There is an achievement in this game where you do all of the dialogues from Alfred here in the Batcave. The dialogues are randomly generated. So there is a chance that someday I am just going to have to farm dialogue with Alfred. Yeah, and for Jenna's question, how old does Batman get? It kind of depends on the Batman, but in the early 2000s, I think it was, they released, you are correct, Corby, Batman Beyond, which is like future Batman, who meets old man Bruce Wayne.
As in more than one.
That's right.
And you heard this from the mouth of a crocodile.
I'm not going to talk because this
His
is
name
the
Killer Croc.
story.
He's already behind bars.
Oh, I pity his cellmate.
I don't. Let's see what else is on the drone's hard drive.
Each of them gets one of these envelopes. I need them delivered tonight.
They're all hired killers, the best in the business. Black Mask isn't messing around. Slade Wilson, Deathstroke, former military, subject of a failed medical experiment.
Failed, you say?
Garfield Linz, aka Firefly, burns on 90% of his body. His obsession is going to be his end.
How unlike anyone.
Here's a face I don't recognize. Copperhead. Strange. These reports reference a male, not a female.
14 escapes, huh? Well, you won't forget Nada. What the?
Floyd Lawton, aka Deadshot. Says here he's an expert sharpshooter.
How on earth?
Suspected of many assassinations. Dangerous, but reckless. Street tough named Lester Baczynski. Calls himself Electrocutioner.
Shocking.
Shiva. Her skill is unmatched. Bane, here in Gotham.
I'll talk in a second.
Why would he be taking money as a hired killer?
Is that Warden Joseph?
Must be how Black Mask got inside the prison. He uses torture for intimidation and entertainment.
8 assassins after your head. What are you going to do?
I'm going to find out who is operating this drone. Make them tell me what they know. Then I'm going to find Black Mask and put an end to this.
Sir, I may be stating the obvious here, but you do realize that since you and I are the only people who know the Batman's true identity, those assassins will all fail their mandate if you'd just spend the evening here.
They'll put innocents in danger to attract my attention. I can't take that risk.
And you think it's a better idea to just put yourself in their crosshairs?
There's only one person in Gotham who can get his hands on something like this. The Penguin.
Holy new subscriber, Batman!
Its next waypoint was a rendezvous.
The
with
Rocker,
Penguin
thank you so much.
Jessica
Oh, and it went to
Plaza.
Jenna.
I'll make them talk.
Rocker, thank you for that. Jenna, welcome to the Bat family.
Oh, this is wise, sir.
I know what I'm doing.
Well, in case you change your mind and want to train tonight instead, I'll keep
Oh,
your
that's
training
delightful.
facility active.
Oh, I love it so much.
The Batwing is prepped and ready to take you to Jezebel Plaza, sir.
So the subscription, you get access to, like my channel specific emotes, which means, like I only have one right now. I gotta talk to Dustin. I get my hair cut tomorrow, so I'll be able to give. So yeah, Corby's got it. So this is my This is my channel-specific emote for now. You can use those emotes. You get extra channel reward points. And because of it, I get a little bit of money, which is really, really sweet. So, Rocker, thank you for that. Well done. All right, I got to go back just a little bit while we're going, because the chat is hot today, and I'm loving it. Rocker, I love the Deathstroke fight. Yeah, Jenna, there you go. I love the Deathstroke fight so much.
A question, sir, if I may. How did Waylon Jones come to be the way he is?
Atavism from the look of it. An unfortunate genetic mutation.
Do you think the condition causes physical pain? Might that explain his rage?
It goes deeper than that. Imagine growing up looking like he did. Children are cruel, Alfred.
So are adults, sir. All part of the human
Waylon
condition,
Jones.
I suppose. We've a tendency to fear, often
Hot
outright
chat.
despise that which is different. But you already knew that. So you'd better hurry if you're
Okay.
planning on getting to Jezebel Plaza before Penguin's men finish their business. Look, sir, why not simply let these assassins fight it out among themselves? It would certainly shorten your to-do list.
Alfred, they'd take out
Trying-
half of Gotham City in the process.
I fear you've assumed too much responsibility.
Trying to take notes.
Only because no one else will.
The Rocker! All for Charles the Great! Holy new subscriber, Batman! The Rocker, you just got Monica
Seems to me that
here.
Captain Gordon is the one good apple in a bad bunch.
Gordon.
Since when did masks become de rigueur for aspiring crime lords?
You all are crazy. Holy new subscriber, Batman! Corby, thanks for the gifted sub. Holy crap, this is amazing. Standard Held. Oh, welcome to the Bat family, Charles the Great. And to Standard Held
I assume you
83.
won't be unwrapping presents in the morning? I've done my best to keep the cave tidy, but with those bats circling above,
Oh my
there's
gosh, you
bound
all
to
are
be
amazing.
collateral damage. Do keep an eye out.
Just nuts. Okay, I think it's only the dialogue.
That Vicky Vale is quite the troublemaker. Perhaps someone should do
I
a
think it's
report
only the
on her.
clips. Oh, you all are amazing.
Your detective
Unreal.
work tonight
How
is
wonderful.
Most impressive, Master Bruce. A shame it couldn't be of the armchair variety. Since when did masks become de rigueur for aspiring crime lords?
Yeah, Corby, thank you for redeeming how I got these scars. Since we're playing a game set at Christmas. Oh, Jenna, I didn't acknowledge it, did I? Yes. The idea, I want there to be a mod where instead of Alfred, it's just Alf, and he's just down here. There are cats running around, and he's giving me terrible advice. Well, yeah. Since it's Christmas, I'll tell you about a Christmas. This was 1993, so I was 6 years old, and it was Christmas morning. I had woken up just a little bit early, snuck down the stairs, and I saw that my parents were still in the process of wrapping our Christmas presents. So as not to disturb them, I tiptoed to the kitchen, got my milk, and I went back up to my bed. Well, when I woke up the next morning, I realized that the presents that I saw my parents wrapping, not my sister or brother or I, did we unwrap them. So I took the opportunity to confront my parents about that, and they told me that they had seen me come downstairs, and as punishment, they got rid of the 3 best Christmas presents. Yeah, and they just threw them away. They put them in the trash can. They didn't donate them. They didn't give them to charity. They threw them away. And one of them was a puppy. So that was Christmas 1993.
We're the only ones here. Look, Gotham Optics gets a call that the tower's acting funny, right? So they send the guy over. He never shows. Father went home and
Happy chocolate cream pie.
secret plan here, fellas. We're just doing our jobs.
And we're just doing ours.
Oh no.
We've been hired to make sure no one touches this tower.
You want us to leave? No problem. Just let us go. Be like none of this ever happened.
Yeah, but what if you decide to tell someone, huh? So I texted the boss last night.
What? What? I'm just telling stories. Yeah. If this is a new one, this was Corby's idea. Want to know how I got these scars? Which is telling stories from my childhood that are probably a lie. I will integrate some truth into them, but yeah. One of them was a puppy. Okay. So, Corby, I really like that one. That's going to be great. Did I catch everybody? Jenna's Elf. That still makes me laugh. Yeah, The Dark Knight Returns is the name of the comic. It was Frank Miller, 1986 or 7. It's old man Bruce Wayne, the very end of his life. He's been retired because the government was like, you can't do what you're doing. And he's an old man, fights Superman. Yeah, it's a great comic. All right. Oh, no, I'm on the wrong one. So here, they call it the Dark Knight system. And what it is we have these 4 categories. World's Greatest Detective. This is, I believe it's just... Yeah, it's just collecting the database. So that's just collecting a bunch of information. When I get to 100%, I unlock that. These other 3 are a little more difficult. Shadow Vigilante are the combat ones, and we have to do them in order. So perform 5 counters, quick fire, batarangs, reach an 8 combo. Pretty simple. When it gets up top, it's like, I think the top one is complete a fight with a medium of hard threat level without being hit with a 50 times 50 combo and at least 15 variations. That takes some planning. We'll get there. Gotham Protector. This is traversal stuff. So this is gliding. What's that? Stop a crime in progress. This one's pretty easy. It takes a little bit of planning. We have to find the right stuff. Worst Nightmare is an apt title because these are your Predator. These are your Predator challenges. Since we have to do them in order, it gets a little difficult, meaning I kind of have to plan ahead on some of these. And stuff at the top it gets especially difficult because there are only certain Predator challenges that you can do these on. I don't think a lot of the outdoor ones count. This is a pain in the butt. It takes planning, and if I get behind by even 2 or 3, it's really hard to get caught up. So I'll be referencing this throughout. Inverted takedown, a vent takedown, and a wall takedown, I think, is all going to happen in this first area. Oh, yeah. So I live in the basement, Corby, but I will go upstairs just so that I can sneak downstairs and get myself some milk, just to keep myself on my toes. Con! Can I call you Con? Welcome, 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 and thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. My name is David Moan, and I am making my way through the Arkhamverse. We just started Arkham Origins today. How is your Friday going? Welcome, welcome. Feel free to jump in the chat. We've got lots of great people here. On Monday, I officially completed Arkham City, which was really, really good. Rocker, thank you for being consistent in your disgust of me.
I'll pull this trigger. I ain't playing.
Smoke pellets will confuse my opponent. I need to get up and have a
So,
picture.
remember how I said a lot of this is beat for beat, a lot of
Attacking
Arkham
head-on
Knight.
is a good way
Oh,
to
not
get
Arkham
yourself
Knight,
shot,
Arkham City.
and probably the hostage too. But they won't expect
Yeah,
an attack from above. Nobody ever does.
So I complete the games.
That thing out there with you?
I do whatever statistically they require for 100%, and then I go further, collecting all the collectibles, doing all of the
Show yourself.
doing all of the challenge maps, getting all the achievements. Yeah, so to give an idea, Arkham City took about 4 months before I completed everything, including the custom challenge maps, getting all the Riddler tokens, or Riddler medals.
I quit.
This game will take a little while too, but yeah, my hope is to be 100% complete at some point with all games. Rocker, I'm gonna stream till like 2:30, maybe 3 o'clock today. We'll get to a good story point.
Through the vent.
Let me double check. What is it? Okay, I think they give me this first one just by doing it.
Yourself to safety.
One student today at 3:30.
What's going on here?
Okay, I will. Just supposed to be a
So not too terrible. And then I have to go. I blew a tire on Wednesday. What is it? Blow. All right. I'm just gonna get an upgrade because I'm tired of this. Combat armor, ballistic armor. That's gonna be nice to have. I want that one. I've played each of these games a lot. This is the game that I have played the least, so I don't have a good method yet. Free flow, focus. Oh, these are the ones I unlock throughout. Okay, that's fine. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's get ballistic armor first. Yeah, so on Wednesday, as soon as stream was done, I took Charles to the dog park, and on the way home from the dog park, I must have driven over a screw or something, and
I can fix the tower. Whatever you want. Just please don't hurt me.
yeah, and so I got a flat. I was about 5 blocks from home. I walked Charles home, rode my scooter back over to my car, changed my tire, and took it over to Bell Tire. It was a pain in the butt. Brazen Chill, thank you for the follow. Welcome into the stream. My name is David Moan. I am a mostly Batman streamer. I am fantastic. How are you this fine Friday? Thanks for being here. In the loosest sense of the term, I am a variety streamer, although I mostly stream the Arkham Batman games. I should just say Batman games, but yeah, I mostly stream
I don't think this tower malfunction is from storm
Batman
damage.
games,
Need to set up a crime scene and
working
find out
to
what
get
happened.
full
I should
completion
start by
of all of the
identifying
Arkhamverse. Hey, thanks for being here. Yeah, I enjoy the games, but also just love Batman so much. He's been my favorite superhero for a long, long time.
But what killed him?
I like talking
Scanning
about
the
him
DNA
and
impact on the wall should
his
provide an
mythology.
answer.
Someday I'd love to teach a college course on Batman, using Batman as a way of looking at different types of, different parts of academia.
Impact analysis indicates the victim was killed by some kind of explosion originating in that access panel.
Oh no, Rocker. I'm proud of you for making it. Yeah, Bat Course, I love that.
It looks like the panel was rigged to detonate when swiped with a key card. Someone really didn't want this tower repaired, and it looks like that same someone left a set of fingerprints behind.
My Bat class.
Alfred, I'm uploading some prints for analysis. Let me know what comes back.
Certainly, sir.
Rocker, I can't guarantee that I can not talk crap.
They belong to one John F. Baker. He's a rather unremarkable
Two I am.
Small jobs, mostly. And that's curious.
What's curious?
Mr. Baker's dead, sir. His body was recovered from the Diamond District just under an hour ago.
Looks like someone's tying up loose ends. I can bypass the booby-trapped access panel with my cryptographic sequencer, but I'll need the encryption codes from the victim's access card. Reviewing the crime scene will show me where it is.
There are several things in this game that chronologically don't quite line up. I will give them the cryptographic sequencer because even though we didn't initially have it in Arkham Asylum, I think that is because we just didn't have the codes to the asylum. We had to get them from Sharp.
This card has the codes I need to hack any of the network tower's access panels.
I'm just happy to be able to bring joy in whatever way that happens, Rocker. If you are pretty new to the stream, one of my favorite things is the channel rewards. I love that program, and so I have a ton of them. They're all half off this week. Finishing Arkham City and starting Arkham Origins, I thought that'd be pretty nice. The special one, though, is I make my own luck. It's a coin flip where if you guess correctly, you can choose any other channel reward. So feel free to take a look, because I think right now those are only... A coin flip is 125 bat coins. So it's a fun way to participate early on, because I love the human interaction.
Well, the king thug himself. Figured it was only a matter of time before you showed up.
For Brazen, there's a lot of fun Batman-oriented stuff.
Enigma, then.
You can also make my life a lot harder by taking away some of my control. Yeah, any other reward except shut up. Thank you for that, Rocker. Nay, other reward.
Black Mask's not going to like this.
What are you talking about?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Good old Edward Nygma. This is his pre-Riddler days.
With the jammer offline, I can travel here with the Batwing. Those relays are part of a distributed security system. I wonder what they're protecting. That must be where Enigma set up shop. I need to pay him a visit.
Another way that this game is similar, I'm just going to keep pointing them out because it's not bad. It just it is. These relay towers have kind of taken over the security cameras from Arkham City. It functions as the same thing. Brazen, absolutely.
Don't overthink it too much, sir. We both know you'll eventually wind up doing both.
I dropped it, so I'll flip it again. I haven't flipped the coin in a long time. This is a silver dollar. That was a good one. Tails never fails. Absolutely, Rocker. So Brazen, feel free to look at anything, any other Any other channel reward? Because you don't need the back coins to do it. Just write it in the chat. Don't feel you don't have to click on it. Rocker, I'm glad to hear because that's what I anticipated. Okay. 5 counters. That's easy. What's this one? Let's just take it out. One. 2. 3. 4. 5. I can try. My Kevin Conroy is not the my Kevin Conroy is not the best, but I'll give you the whole quote. I am the knight. What is it? I am justice. I am the knight. I am vengeance. I am vengeance. I am the knight. I am Batman. Like I said, I don't promise that they're going to be good. Kevin Conroy has such a deeper voice than I do. So it makes it hard. I haven't had to do... I haven't gotten to do Kevin Conroy on here. Oh, no. Back to back. Rocker got tails. Thank you, Brazen. I appreciate that. Okay, I got Rocker's tails. I really appreciate that, because so I am currently mildly out of work actor. I mostly do... Sorry, Corby. Tails never fails. But it's up to you, Rocker. I mostly do musical theater.
It can't be good. I should destroy any more I come across.
Oh, crime in progress. So there's actually a little incentive. There's a little incentive. Oh no, I'm never gonna get to play. Stay the course. There's some incentive not to take out the crime in progress right now. Well, let's go ahead and... Is this 25 meters? Yeah, great. Oh, I forgot. There is a lot to this game. You got it, Rocker. Sing a song about how bad at Batman I am. It's tough to be the Batman when you're really not that great. You stay up all night, far too late, and in the morning you can't wait to punch a goon right in his face. Use your grapnel boost to fly all over the place. But for me, it's just not easy, because I am bad at Batman. I can't fly or fight real well. Oh, I am bad at Batman, and it makes my life a living hell. I wish that I was better. Oh, I wish that I was good. But at least I'm not the rocker. I decided to end funny. I gotta find this crime. Tell me about your scars. Yeah, of course I will. So when I was about what, 13 years old. When I was just about 13 years old, my family moved. I gotta check what I'm doing. Great. When I was about 13 years old, my family moved. And this may come as a surprise, but I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. I did have one friend from middle school who we tried to stay in touch. And this was back, you know, at the turn of the millennium. I don't think I threw 3 batarangs. This was at the turn of the millennium, so we would write notes to each other. And after a couple of months, the notes started kind of getting longer and longer between. So I finally wrote a note that said, "Buddy, I'm worried about you. Are you okay?" And I got one final note that just said, I've been worried to tell you about this. But the reason that we're friends is because I lost a bet. My friends wanted to see if I could make you a popular kid by taking your hair out of a ponytail and taking your glasses off. But since you moved, we can't prove that. And so I've decided I can't write you any more letters. So yeah, we weren't friends anymore after that. Thanks for bringing it up. Dustin, welcome in. How are you? How are you this fine Friday? Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not follow Dustin D. Miller yet, you should give him a follow. Special combo takedowns. Easy peasy. You should give him a follow because tomorrow evening we are going to be playing Minecraft for charity. It is going to be a blast. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. Yeah, I decided I'm gonna put a little bit of truth in all of these. Let's focus this one. I don't love the skill trees in this game. Yeah, I like having little bits of truth in there. I'm also a little too ADD to not have a plan of how we're going to play this game. So we'll get through it. I have not. There we go. Ah! Alright, let's unlock Nigma. Oh, this sounds great. What is it called? Vampire the Masquerade. I'll have to look it up after chat or after stream. I think all of these stories from my childhood will be sad. All of how I got these scars.
Enigma.
I think that'll be funny.
I'm right here. Well, figuratively speaking anyway. Disappointed I didn't choose to meet up in person?
What's this about?
Dustin, how are you feeling about the stream for tomorrow?
Think of me as an information program.
Oh, Brazen, what a good question.
Feeding me all kinds of interesting stuff.
And you think this
It is
going
hard
to
for me
destroy
not to
Gotham?
just answer
Oh, yes.
the Joker.
See, bullet wounds and broken bones will eventually heal.
Just because, I mean, like, he's the quintessential Batman villain. I really love the Riddler, though.
Tomorrow, when I release everything I've got, the city's going to collapse.
Because I feel like...
Arrests, deaths, it'll be chaos in the streets, Batman.
I feel like there's a complexity, especially in modern interpretations, because he's just this insecure guy who desperately wants to prove that he's the smartest person in the room. And I like riddles and puzzles, too, which helps. So I really like the Riddler, even though he started as kind of a knockoff Joker. I've also come to love Poison Ivy. Yeah, she's just great. What about you, Brazen? Who's your favorite Batman villain? Anybody else? Feel free to participate in this talk too, because
destroying all the network relays will let me access his server.
I love that.
Those must be
the Penguin
he was talking about. I can use them to track down the extortion data he's been collecting.
There's so much in this game that I forgot. Yeah, the Penguin is great. What I appreciate about the Penguin, if you're a D&D player, this will make sense to you. But if we think about the D&D alignment chart, Penguin sort of falls into the falls a little bit more into like the lawful good not lawful good, lawful evil, neutral evil, like using systems that exist and exploiting them. Maybe more of the neutral evil. Yeah, I really love that answer. Oh, Joker. Rocker, who's your favorite Joker?
I'm running out of time. I should head for Jezebel Plaza.
Corby, I have to find this game. That's the best. I love everything about what you're saying. Enigma's men. Okay. I had my guess, but I don't like to assume. Then we both look like buttholes.
I'll tell you whatever you want. Just don't tell Brandon.
That's terrific.
What do you want? Money? Information?
Should I do it?
I'll give you whatever you want.
An encrypted data drive. Looks like it's part of a larger set. If I can collect enough of these, I should be able to read the file.
You.
And now you'll get nothing but some broken teeth if you don't tell me where you hid the extortion data.
I'll tell you where it's at, but it won't do you much good. I'll be back on my feet in an hour, coming for you.
No, you won't.
Ooh. Dustin, I'm proud of you. That's spectacular. Just while we're on Heath Ledger and Brokeback. Oh, I don't have the ability to do that yet. I remember. See, this is when I like. What do I do? There's so much. I gotta check to make sure I'm not throwing anything off. Special combo. What did I unlock? Free flow focus. Great. Okay. Yeah, a lot of these should be easy. When we get up here, it's just the variation bonuses that we need. So talking about Heath Ledger, my critical connections course. Okay, I need to find those. This is the one, man. It's yeah. It will be all right. So for my critical connections course in college, I took a film analysis class, which was perhaps one of my favorite classes that I ever took.
Guess I'll just improvise.
The thing about that class is that we were required to watch a bunch of movies, and one of those movies was Brokeback Mountain. And we watched it in part because we wanted to discuss taking source material and turning it into a film. And because that's based on a short story, and they do an incredible job of turning it into a movie. But I remember this guy came up and was like, "Hey, what if how do we change out a movie if we can't watch one?" The professor was like, "Well, if you've got like a doctor's appointment or something, we can find a time for you to watch it on your own. That's totally fine. I'm not unreasonable." And the guy was like, "No, I just don't want to watch Brokeback Mountain." And I was really proud of the professor because he just looked at the kid and went, "It's a requirement for this class, so you're gonna have to watch it." And it was really nice to be like, yeah, holding them accountable. So, yeah. That probably showcases a little bit of my political ideology. I got too spread out. Rocker, you get that work done. You have an amazing rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Got 3 seconds to tell me where you hid the extortion data.
Yeah, this was at Manchester.
You're a dead man. 3. Brandon and the boys, I'll take you down. 2.
Oh, Corby, I'm sorry. Lots of water.
I'll tell you where it is.
Drink lots of water. And if you can deal with that little bit of pain, moving it around is very helpful. Yeah, I support that. If anybody wants to buy me a drink, I'm here. Glide boost attack. All of these I'll need at some point. But I can hold off a little bit because we won't get to a lot of the really challenging. Brazen. Great question. This is Manchester, U.S. Manchester University in Northeast Indiana. I wish I studied in the U.K. So today, because I am just about out of gin, we're switching it up a little bit. We're drinking some Harper Kentucky bourbon. Aw, Corby, thanks for the baddies. That's what I'm gonna call them. I definitely will be purchasing myself a nice dollar beer. I wish I was drinking Aviation Gin. Aviation, an American gin. Used to be partially owned by National Treasure and actual Canadian Ryan Reynolds. Aviation Gin, for when you want gin. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag I'd like to be. Corby, I don't know what an alert box is. Dustin, thank you, sir, for the drink. So I'm gonna answer no. Oh, that's good. Hopefully I can message you later today, Dustin. We won't need to talk about it for a bit. Yeah. Yep, I'm soon. I should be like a real streamer because I want to get that stuff set up. Today I was thinking of, fun ideas of little animations and whatnot that I can throw in.
I can take you.
So I think if I can get to a 12 combo, I might not be able to do it with 2 people. Nope. Okay. Yeah, I'm very excited too. I was talking to Monica about it today, and she was like, "What do you need to do?" I want to be a real boy. I'm gonna make one of them water because I feel genuinely dehydrated, and I'll down this as a shot, and then I'll refill. We'll see how hard these hit me. I haven't had. Oh God, that's some good bourbon. I haven't had bourbon in a while, and I do have one student. Corby, that is fantastic. Yeah. Lots of fluid, especially tomorrow. Like, that's going to be the big day. Sorry, Dustin. I am so unfocused today. It's going to be great, though. So Monica was asking, like, what do you need to do to up your streaming game? And I said, I feel like for what I am now, the biggest thing is going to be... Okay. The biggest thing is going to be, like, upping the quality of the stream itself, going above and beyond with like a capture card, getting OBS going, making that fun stuff on the side. I also need to update my page so that people know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Yeah, but she was very supportive of that idea. Just like, oh, well, that's totally doable. And it was fun. It was fun to channel that energy again. Great. Brazen, great work. I got mine at the end of April. As of this past Wednesday, I'm officially fully 5G. Great. What's my next? I'm sorry if this gets annoying watching this. It's just, like I said, if you miss one, it gets really hard to get caught up, or you can complete the game. Yeah, Dustin, fully vax squad. Yeah, I have a bunch of emote ideas. It's just been following through. Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff I won't be able to super implement for a couple of weeks because I have a couple of performances and auditions that I need to work on, and that has to be where my focus is. That's the main source of income. Long term, that's what I want to be doing with my life. So that's where the focus needs to be. Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm getting my haircut tomorrow, so I'll be able to take a profile picture. A picture in profile, I guess I should say. so that Dustin can turn that into a coin or two. Okay. Ah, that's all right. That might be our first combat hit of the game.
There's only one of him. Hit him.
This should give me the variation bonus. Have a great lurk, Dustin. Thanks for being here. I'm so excited for tomorrow. And again, if you are out there in the chat and you are not following Dustin D. Miller, tomorrow night we're going to be doing a charity stream of a Minecraft public server, which is going to be a lot of fun. I love this one, and I need to start planning it better, Brazen. I was thinking about this today because I've been thinking about the Tim Burton Batman a lot. So in the 1980s, when Michael Uslan was fighting to get the Batman movie made. One of the biggest points of contention was the casting of Michael Keaton. Did I get it? No. Oh, maybe it did. Was the casting of Michael Keaton as Batman. But Tim Burton's rationale was that he needed an actor, even if he wasn't like super buff and everything, he needed an actor that the audience could feasibly believe would dress up as a bat and fight crime at night. And that's why they decided to finally cast Michael Keaton as Batman in 1989. And of course he went on for Batman Returns in 1992. So there is your Bat fact. Did you know that? Oh, did I intimidate that guy? I also need to go back and write down which bad facts I've already said, so I don't repeat too much. I must have. Yeah, great. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, people didn't have an issue with Jack Nicholson's casting, but Michael Keaton, they were like, Mr. Mom? Why would that work?
If you don't have an assignment, please report in.
Man, oh man, did it. All right, what are we working on? Knock down 2 enemies with 1 slide, easy peasy. Let me double check. Great, we can take care of that one this time too. Maybe. Oh, really? Is it all Tim Burton films, Corby? I love that, Brazen.
I gotta get out of this damn city.
Oh, they do light it up. Oh, I'm pretty sure. Is this one of the? I can get that. an A grade, high threat level. I might not be able to access that yet. I don't remember where the Arkham, the AR challenges are. Yeah, Danny DeVito, his Penguin, his Penguin is terrifying. But they do a good job at. This is slight spoilers if you haven't seen Tim Burton's Batman Returns. It's been out for almost 30 years, so maybe get on it. I forgot that they changed the mechanic in this game, so you can't accidentally knock them out. But I love that in that movie, they have three villains, 2 traditional Batman villains and one that they created. They've got Catwoman, they've got the Penguin, and then they've got Max Schreck, played by Christopher Walken. And I love that they make Christopher Walken the worst villain. He's not a super villain. You know, he doesn't have the weird characteristics like Catwoman or Penguin, but he's the villain. I love that. What am I doing in this game? This is how I usually play Batman games. I just run around and fight people. Let's follow the story a little bit. Yeah, Christopher Walken as Max Schreck is one of the best villains on in the Batman movies. Oh yeah. Yep. Too many villains was one of the problems of Batman and Robin.
Running out of time. I should head for Jezebel Plaza.
We'll get there. I don't know if this is a high threat. Yeah, but in that movie, let's see, you've got Mr. Freeze, you've got Poison Ivy, you've got a bastardized version of Bane. I can't think of the doctor who Poison Ivy worked for in the beginning. Like, who created Poison Ivy. Yeah. Love that they used Freeze's modern backstory. Yeah, didn't really give Poison Ivy a redemption arc in that.
I should use my grapnel accelerator.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I think it would have been hard for Joel Schumacher to be successful in his style and aesthetic. But it definitely wasn't just him. He was getting so much pressure from the studios to attempt to do something that just isn't Batman. Or it was a different era of Batman. Let's see, where are the other AR challenges? This was a Bat Fact a couple weeks ago. But the producers of Batman and Robin told Joel Schumacher that they wanted the film to be more toyetic, because they were really hoping to be able to cash in on the toy market in the same way that they did in the late 70s with the Star Wars films. Corby, go take care of yourself. Remember, Tylenol's better than ibuprofen. Yeah. If you need anything, reach out. I know I'm far, but I'm here to support. It's almost 2 o'clock. I feel like I haven't done anything in this game yet. That's alright. We got time. Yep, loving Star Wars. It's a good week to be a Star Wars fan. Brazen, what's your favorite Star Wars? Or Star Wars character? Let's just knock these out. It hasn't loaded yet. There it is. Excellent. Yeah. Wonderful.
I hope you'll try to keep a low profile tonight, sir.
Trust me, I'll take out those assassins before they even know I'm there.
It's not just that. If some curious child looks out to see who's pattering across their rooftop, they'll expect Santa Claus, not a black-clad bat creature.
I don't patter.
This game does a great job at showing the playful is the wrong word, but the complex relationship of Batman and Alfred. I really like it. There we go. This is being super picky, but if you have played Arkham City, you will probably remember. You will probably remember that the grapnel boost was something that Lucius Fox said was a prototype, and that it wasn't ready for field deployment. With that in mind, the fact that Batman in his second year uses that exact mechanic is a little frustrating. Corby, that's an incredible list. I feel like some of those are pretty controversial. I like it. Again, when you're making a bigger sandbox game like Arkham Origins, traversal without the grapnel boot, without the grapnel boost, would have been rough. All right, this is fine. We're gonna get it. As long as we don't run out of time. But it's still, narratively, it irks me just slightly. I have plenty of controversial Star Wars opinions. I'll admit, Star Wars was never... It wasn't until, like, my adult life that I really got into Star Wars. And even now, I'm not the most diehard. Let's go ahead and get some Enigma info. What am I trying to do? High threat level. We'll get there eventually. It's more looking at your Predator challenges that I have to remember. I feel like now's a pretty good time to get back into it. I realized the other day I still haven't finished Revenge of the Sith. In part because, like I said, I just wasn't as big a as big a Star Wars fan during those years. But I'm enjoying it now. My nephews have inspired that in me.
Let me guess. If I talk, I get to keep my throat?
Smart choice.
Same old, same old.
Woohoo! I'm glad you added that last line, Corby, because it does feel like a trolling comment. Damn. I don't like to debate opinions because opinions aren't based on fact. And we're entitled to our own. But holy crap. Oop. I feel like you could get beat up in a bar saying that sort of stuff. I am glad they brought back in Arkham Knight that you have to interrogate the guy last. It makes the gameplay a little more interesting when you have to plan. Like, okay, I need to jump over his head because if I try to take him down now, I will knock him out. Huh.
Wasn't supposed to be real. Not real.
You have
No, I
information
really
you
appreciate
collected from
that.
Enigma. Where is it?
It's close. I'll show you.
I kind of feel that way about Batman sometimes with myself. Because there are those diehard fans who look down on the 1966 movie and the 66 to 68 show, or look at the 1950s as a setback. Even looking down on a movie like Batman Forever or Batman and Robin, which they're not great, but they're still part of the Batman mythology. And if you accept part of it, I'm of the school of let's accept it all. And we find a way to rationalize it. That's exactly how I feel, Brazen. Now, I am also an individual who can debate anything. You know, the Socraterian idea of looking at all sides of the argument, being able to argue from all sides. Yeah, but to get mad. So something in this game that I don't fully remember where they all are. But one of the characters in this game that we haven't met yet is Anarchy. Which he and Batman share some similar beliefs. How those beliefs manifest is different. But he has tagged all over the city. Yep, there we go. Tagged all over the city, these Anarchy tags. And you get points for finding them. There's a secret achievement for it. Ooh, this might be a hard difficulty. We've got a couple of shield guys. Ah.
Just what I wanted. Gonna take your head off.
2, 3.
Breaking you down. You want some police brutality?
Oops.
Hey, I want to see it. Now you're.
I'm gonna fully formulate this idea before I put too much of it out there. But this is a good representation of Batman for our current time. Just this idea that that authority is not something that you just kneel to, that respect is something that you earn, and those individuals, like the corrupt police officers here, who are doing terrible things to people who might be doing bad things but don't deserve to be treated that poorly. Feels like
Running out of time. Head for Jezebel Plaza.
a really appropriate a really appropriate story for our times. Need to formulate that idea a little bit more, like I said. Yeah, Brazen, I'm with you. Anarchy's a great character. Again, especially for where we are historically here in America. What happens when we have good intentions but bad execution? What can happen? Yeah. Beautifully said. That was Monica burping in the background, just in case you heard that.
It's raining.
It's raining?
So hard.
Oh. Oh no. Monica did laundry, and we hang dry a lot of our clothes outside. It is now raining, which means those clothes are no longer dry. You got it, dude.
And I knew it was coming when I came back in here, and I was like, oh, I got time, and then all of a sudden it happened while I was down here picking out one load of water.
Corby, I'm so glad you want to hear more about my my history. So going back a little bit younger, I was a late talker as a child. I was 2.5, 3 years old. So it wasn't terrible, but my parents had high expectations of me. I was their first child, and they wanted the best for me. So they would sit me down every day, and we would practice words, and I just, for whatever reason, couldn't formulate them. I don't know if it was the pressure of performing that I eventually went on to make a career in, or what it was. But eventually, like I said, at about 2.5 years old, 3 years old, I finally spoke my first word, and it was a word that I had been hearing for years. And so my first word as a child was failure. And now you know. I love this one so much. This is I don't know. It's a mini keg, but yeah, I think it's like 70 ounces, something ridiculous like that. At some point I might tell happy stories. I like the idea of telling really sad lies. So there we go. Yeah. Schadenfreude. Hey now. Yeah. Yep. this is going to be something that becomes a challenge. I was going to say a problem, but not it's not a problem, it's a challenge. When we get to the challenge maps, because the combat in this game is a little finicky at times. Corby. Yep, that's why they call it the Dark Knight. I do like that, you know, Jokers were all... Oh no! Do you need a hand?
You've hidden extortion data for Enigma. Tell me where it is.
No problem. No problem, man. I'll take you to it myself if you want.
We had a little clothes mishap, friends. Monica was making her own sad scars. This is another game. I'm gonna quick take out the tower. This is another game. Let's finish the story. We're 2 hours in. We haven't accomplished anything story-wise.
Looks like I'm the first one here. I need to find a spot where I can stake this place out unnoticed.
She told me not to. Knight, I am with you.
Penguin. Not a dime changes hands in this city he can't tell you.
I have a
If anyone knows where Black Mask and his assassins are, it's him.
I had a moment where
hard to find.
On Wednesday with my tire where
I'll make them talk.
I realized something about myself that I look forward to learning from.
What do you want for Christmas? Away.
So we got to Bell Tire. Yeah, Monica, do you want a shot? Chad will buy you a shot. Grab a shot glass.
Now let's see if you've been naughty or...
Are you okay with Kentucky bourbon, or do you want vodka? Or gin? Give me 1 second, chat. You watch this animation.
Must be in charge.
Where's the rest of them? Whoa, easy, Tiger. When you deal with us, you're dealing with the Penguin. This ain't some fly-by-night operation. Let's see him. I didn't come all the way down here for just one gun. Yes, but these aren't just any old guns you're buying. Think of them like...
Okay, hers is poured. She's finishing hanging some stuff, and then maybe she'll come drink on stream for a second. So the story that I was telling,
What are you talking about?
so we got to Bell Tire. Monica followed me there just in case I was having major issues. Monica very generously helped me take my tire out of my trunk, and she carried it in for me. And I had a moment where I was super uncomfortable about what the people witnessing this would think, because I am, you know, a tall, not strong in appearance, but a little bit beefy, you know. So she carried it in, and I thought, oh, you know, this looks bad because Monica's like half my height. No, she's 5'4", 5'3". But then I checked myself and said, you know what? There is nothing wrong with this. This is my friend knowing that I'm having a crappy day in a crappy place, just trying to help me. Yeah, so it unlocked it. I recognized this little bit of bias within me, and it's something I'll have to work on. I wondered what the plus sign was, Knight. I'm glad you're okay.
Please, stop. I'll talk. I'll tell you anything you want to know. Please.
Too late. I already have what I need.
Batman's real strong.
If I can read this SIM card, I may be able to locate Penguin. Alfred, I'm getting interference on my phone systems. Is that on your side?
No, sir, I'm seeing it as well. It's from the nearby GCR tower. It's the same signal jamming the Batwing's auto-nerve systems. I've highlighted the tower on your map.
I'll need to stop that.
Good old Penguin, Brazen. Again, talking
Central assignment incoming. Keep this channel open.
narrative similarities between this game and Arkham City. This is essentially how you get to Penguin in Arkham City. Almost.
I forgot my PIN number.
Almost exactly. Except in this, it's just a single tower that you have to go infiltrate, as opposed to destroying all the disruptors. You know, again, a minor picky detail. Ultimately, doesn't super matter. But it also kind of does. Sweet. I can't believe it's already 2:10. I do love this game. If you are here, I'm going to make this announcement now because I thought of it. Oh, Monica, come on over. You don't have to be on stream if you're... She looks real sad, everybody. Everybody give Monica some love out there in the chat. Just send your support. It's going to be... We can run him down here later. You got some love from Corby. She says thank you, Corby. She said that a real Knight is sending you like little cat emotes that are super cute. Do you want to take a coat to cover? Okay. Well, you are loved, you are supported. Auf Wiedersehen. No, that's a moose with hard eyes.
Don't you think it's weird? We've never seen this guy or heard his voice. Nothing but... Watch him! Watch him!
Yeah. If you are newer to the stream, Monica and I live in the same building with a couple other people. I'm in the basement. She's on the second floor. It's an old like farmhouse. The complicated and yet wonderful thing about our friendship is that we used to date. We dated until last July, so we broke up during a global pandemic, which has been tough. But I really like being able to show on... Nice. Being able to show on stream, like, it's not always easy, but it is definitely worth it sometimes to remain friends with an ex. And that, just because like, the relationship doesn't work out, doesn't mean that the love has to die, doesn't mean that you can't support each other. It's hard. I think we'd both admit that, but it is so worth it. I know that's a luxury that not everybody has. Sometimes it's really important to get out of an unhealthy relationship, but...
Congratulations are in order. Maybe you're not as stupid as I've been led to believe.
Why are you doing this, Enigma?
Direct, I like it. So, I'll tell you. Gotham's sullied. It's filled with brutes who control this city through violence and intimidation.
You didn't answer my question.
Because you didn't let me finish! I want to get rid of them, Batman, to improve Gotham's intellectual and moral standing. But
Thanks, Brazen.
Like you
Light setup. night,
doing is no different than
like in my room.
nothing refined about it.
Let me make sure there's nothing too embarrassing. I'm gonna turn the camera around really fast. It's this. I took some old theater lights from a dressing room and installed them above my TV.
Now I can access the SIM card I took from that arms dealer.
It's the best that I could do on a budget of $0. Yeah. It's not ideal. I don't know a lot about lighting though.
Alfred,
I have a lot of theater experience, but that is not one of them.
But it's not associated with any known wireless frequency.
Yes, I see it here. Looks like Penguin runs his own private wireless network using laptop transmitters serving as ad hoc comm stations. He's feeding his men frequencies via two-way radio. There are 2 of these comm stations near your position.
Good. Mark them on my map. If I can find and hack those.
All right, Corby, go feel better, buddy. Hang in there. I had to keep reminding myself, I'm not sick. This is my body doing what it needs to do to create the antibodies from the vaccine. Especially when I got feverish, that became easier said than done. But it was an important thing to remind myself as I was like shaking in the middle of the night. Oh, don't anticipate. I might this weekend just for something that I've done in the past. I might look at the, not a guide, but, I guess it is kind of a guide. Just feedback on how to do some of the skill trees best. Oh, that's fantastic. USB LEDs for $30. That's great. Yeah, as the one of the theaters that I love working for, I never buy this one because I'm not good at it. But I have to get to this. Let's go ahead and let's start this tree. I should have done this one first. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, $30 for all that equipment. I think that's the grapnel boost takedown. So what I need to do is find somebody near a ledge.
All units getting calls about a disturbance. Stand by for location.
Let's see if he comes all the way to the edge. You saw me? I wouldn't hate that, yeah. If you want to send that over on Facebook. Which one of you? None of you? Monarch Theater. Thank you.
Get off of me!
Enigma's data. Where'd you hide it?
Okay.
Yeah, that bourbon's hitting hard.
I'll show you.
Don't hate it. Yeah, this one's a pain. There we go. Nope, they're not close enough. Let's see if I can draw them to the edge.
That's the guy! Come over here and fight me!
Nope, okay. Darn it. Anyway, back to punching. Oh, I know, right? Just like, why are you punishing yourself, Batman?
Look at that!
Ugh. Do I have a... Go ahead. Sweet. Yeah, I've still got so much to learn when it comes to this stuff. Like, I am equal parts very excited about learning OBS. And equal parts kind of overwhelmed. Because typically, I'm just a performer.
Extortion data. Where is it?
I can do most stuff within that parameter. Like as a director or a music director, even some choreography. But when it comes to the technical side of theater, I thought there was an anarchy symbol around here. Maybe not. Take out the comms tower if we can. Yeah, and that's what I'll need to do. That, like I said, I won't be able to fully do it for a couple of weeks because I've got auditions and performances to work on. I heard about that. I am very excited. I can't remember. I think Rocker gave me the idea that... It might not have been Rocker. But I got the idea from somebody for Lurkers.
Crawling around in vents like a common rat. How expected.
Oh, I don't have it yet. Is there? Yeah, okay, sweet. But for answering the... is off answering the bat signal. I like, too, that the Riddler in this isn't refined. He's just kind of a turd.
Oh, that poor door. You really should apologize. Interesting. Watching you figure that one out was a real treat. I'll make sure the next one is even more provocative.
This isn't a game, Enigma.
Oh, but it is. And one you're more than welcome to stop playing. Now you need to stop interfering with my work. Tackling these towers is one thing, but my handlers, my data, my network relays, those aren't meant for you, so back off!
Great. There's one. So let's take a moment. I'm going to return to the Batcave, try to get a couple more dialogues with Alfred. This is another thing that I need to look up. how many dialogue options there are. Excuse me. So this is an achievement.
Sir, a moment of your time.
What do you want?
There's something about this Enigma fellow that doesn't sit right with me. Unfettered access to resources, an extensive network spread across the city. Whoever he is, the man has connections and capital.
We can use that to our advantage. If he's buying things in bulk or using lots of power, we can track him.
Perhaps, but he's also clearly a technical wizard. He's likely covered his tracks.
Keep searching. He only has to slip up once to give us an opening.
Certainly, sir.
Okay.
Need anything, Alfred?
Only for you to stay safe. I've done my best to keep the cave tidy, but with those bats circling above, there's bound to be collateral damage.
Workbench. For those of you who haven't played this game before, one of the neat attributes of the Batcave is that just past the Batwing, you can, within the game, you can do the challenges. Oh yeah, because I bought Deathstroke. I really like Gotham by Gaslight. If you haven't read that story, I highly recommend it. Batman Noel. Some cool ones in here. Why is Bruce Wayne? I'll have to figure that out. Maybe it only activates after you've played the initiation. So you can do the challenges within the actual game, which is awesome. And then you get the corresponding. Let's just double check.
Alfred, what's on your mind?
I feel terrible, Sam. I prepared such a lovely ham for you tonight, and now you'll never have a chance to eat it.
We can have it tomorrow.
It's just not the same.
Christmas ham on Christmas morning isn't exactly the end of the world.
I don't know, sir. I'd say it's pretty close.
Oh, really? I picked it up at
Gordon is the one good apple in a bad bunch.
Target, maybe, for like $5. Unfortunately, a lot of these adaptations just haven't done it for me. A lot of the cartoon adaptations, which is frustrating because they typically do a pretty good job. Where's the mission? Let's just go here. Yeah, I do. I like the story. The comic's fun. It's a short read.
Penguin's pretty pissed off about the deal going south. Yeah, if I was involved in that, I'd be on my way out of the city.
All right, let's get our first SIM card. Ace Chemical. I think one of the complaints about this game, I mean, a complaint that I've heard several times. So with like Arkham City, even with Asylum, but Arkham City being being more of a sandbox than Asylum, is that you could always kind of tell where you were. It visually was interesting enough that it was easier to keep track of progress. And I get it in this game. The sacrifice for I think the time period of Christmas.
Batman? You expect me to believe that? Listen.
I need to find the next comm station. Then I'll be able to triangulate Penguin's position.
Then mess with our shipment. Like saving his own.
Sweet. Yeah.
Next time you want to make up a story, you better rope the person you're telling.
I think one of the arguments against this game.
There ain't no one dumber than you.
Mr. Cobblepot, I swear
I'm just
it was the bat.
glad we have another game to play now.
Into the Christmas tree.
I don't care what you think you saw. If you're not back here with my money in the next 10 minutes, I'll cut your damn eyeballs out. And then you won't have to worry about seeing nothing ever again. Is that clear?
Yes, Mr. Cobblepot. I'm sorry, Mr. Cobblepot.
What's his name? Nolan North? Wait, I don't think I can get to this one yet. This requires another holdover from Arkham City, which is the gel. Yeah, I haven't watched enough of the newer animated stuff to be able to comment for sure, but I do get a similar impression where it feels more like quantity that they are putting out instead of super high quality work.
This for real?
Shoot.
Yes.
I will say, if you get a chance to watch the Harley Quinn cartoon, it's a comedic take on the Batman universe, but I love it. Ouch.
I got multiple calls available. Sending them out in priority order.
Brother's a guard in Blackgate, ain't he?
What's the mission that I'm working on? Grapnel accelerator takedown. Yes. So I'm going to assume that you she really is. So I didn't watch Big Bang Theory. Because I was part of the group that was like, it feels like you're making fun of these people instead of like showcasing the good of this type of person. So I wasn't as familiar with her, but man, watching this show, I just so appreciate her. Yeah, I am a fan. And her Harley is great. But Harley and Ivy are just terrific. And weird, unique takes on those characters, too. So I've been singing the praises of that show a lot. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Yeah, well done. Okay. Come to the edge. Darn it. Darn it. Absolutely. What a, like, D-string villain that they made compelling. And I love the running theme, especially in the first season, that there is a difference between a villain and a truly bad guy. Which is just great. I mean, what is it, Dr. Psycho? And the whole, like, being a misogynist and just getting called out for all this stuff. Like, yeah! There's some problematic crap in the comic books. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. What do I need to do? 3 silent takedowns, I think. So if I don't do this properly, I will have to do this Predator challenge again. And I think I can do those both this time. I don't super remember. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a heartbreak, like, for Harley in particular. But if it has led to a true emancipation, I'm a fan of it. Okay, I think I can get both of these, like I said.
That's him! He's here!
Ah, shoot, okay. Oops. Lame. User error. Yeah, I feel like this game incentivizes staying in Detective Vision a lot too. How far back am I?
Then I'll be able to triangulate.
No, not far at all. Gotta keep that between them. Okay. You gonna give me not being seen? Because I wasn't seen. Oh. Great, but we can do it over here. Potentially. Shoot, son of a gun. Oh, me too. I love that graphic novel so much. Yeah, it's a really good story, The Long Halloween. Let's see. Cool.
I need to find the next comm station. Then I'll be able to triangulate Penguin's position.
I hate this Predator. Yeah. Absolutely right. Okay. See where this guy goes. Great. Fingers crossed that it gave it to us. Yeah, so this is one of the frustrations of this game. Because you'll see here, finish a Predator encounter without being seen. I did that. I was not rewarded. I wonder if this is just one of the random doesn't carry. Not happy.
All right, everyone, listen up. I know I ought to cancel our annual boiler deck fights after what happened tonight at Jezebel Plaza. But just to
Ah, thank you.
the fights are still on. So get yourself down to the ship right now if you want in on this.
Penguin's been hiding out on an old ship. No wonder he's been so hard to find.
For laggers.
Thank you for the hydration, Knight. I do need to drink more. For having such a giant water bottle, I don't drink nearly enough. Let's go ahead and just get the Enigma handlers in this area. And then I think we'll call it a day, because I gotta go get ready to teach. Oh, there he is. Yeah, anybody have any big plans for the weekend? Without... Hey, new phones. That's pretty great. Without probing too much, is that a relief?
Enigma hired you to collect information. Where is it?
Take it easy, man. Take it easy. I ain't got no reason to hold out on you. Enigma ain't paid me yet.
Gotcha. Yep, understood.
Smart move.
Yeah. Yep, very much understood. Well, I'm glad for you. And new phones can be fun. Can also create a little bit of stress as far as having to switch over stuff, but I hope it's the good. I hope it's the good experience and not the difficult one. Let's see if I can get that guy. Are you close enough?
assignment income.
All right, I gotta look at what we need to do for that attack. Where's grapnel boost? Yeah, he's just got to be near an edge. Oh no, that's not fun. What you doing, Batman? What year are you in, or what are you studying? There we go. Come on, that was a grapnel accelerator. Great. Like I said, this game is not the most refined. Maybe I haven't phrased it like that. But it's just a little finicky. I will probably practice this game a little more than I do the other ones.
Get out of the way!
Great. Gave me both.
Here I come! I can help! Yeah, this we need.
Okay. The combat in this game is just so satisfying. That's terrific! Congratulations on graduation. That's a huge undertaking. Excuse me. Oh, what's our new objective? Okay. Absolutely.
Penguin's got snipers out. I'll have to take the snipers down silently to proceed.
Okay. All right.
You know, a truce.
Where are they?
Well, probably got greedy. I feel like I saw what always happens.
Oh, on the ship.
Then you want another.
Um.
Don't care who you piss off in the process. Cops are gonna come hard for you. Got him!
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people on their streams talking about no self-promotion, which I definitely get, because you don't want to you definitely don't want to overload with like everybody talking about exactly what they're doing or coming on asking for follows and whatnot. But when it comes to like in real life successes like that, or people getting vaccinated, I am just, I don't know, I feel I'm just ecstatic for people. Like, and I know Corby's asleep, but that just goes to prove we can punch our way to a solution. Ouch. Oh. No, Brazen, I should have phrased that better.
You do realize there are other ways to overcome obstacles beyond smashing them.
I don't have a specific, like, no self-promotion rule. I don't think I put it out there. Because I feel pretty comfortable about, you know, just telling people, like, chill. And part of the reason that I haven't put it out there is because I love hearing about things like the fact that you're graduating in a month. Because that feels like it could be self-promotion to some people. But for me, it's just like, hey, here's this awesome thing that I've achieved. So absolutely not. Don't for a moment worry that you broke some made-up rule that I made. No, I'm just glad to know of your success. That is really cool. All right. So we got all these things. Maybe. Let's, what's next on the Predator map? Okay, I can't do that one yet. I think to end today, I'm going to attempt to get... I'm going to attempt to do this. And once we get in to the ship, we will call it a day. Let's see. There we go. All right, and now this is just about order, I think. Making sure that they're all facing the correct direction. What? We'll try it one more time. So maybe it's the two snipers, then that whole side, then these two. If I don't do it properly.
Penguin's been hiding out on an old ship. No wonder he's been so hard to find.
Great. Yeah, if I don't do it properly, then it means I probably won't have enough Predator missions. Such a pain. Oh, me too. And I do love the stealth mechanics in these games. It's literally just this Predator skill tree, because it is so particular. Right? Nelly. Okay, this is going better. Yeah. Yeah, showing exactly where he is. here's the part that I don't remember. If these two will move. It's just not get spotted, right? If worse comes to worse, we'll finish it on New Game Plus. It's just a pain that you kind of have to. Ah, son of a bitch. Alright. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart, and then we're gonna call it. No, I can go till 3. That's really frustrating.
Penguin's been hiding out on an old ship. No
I'm gonna double check something really fast. Come on. Okay. What do they call it? Worst nightmare. Oh, it looks like this guy waits until he's inside the ship. Alright, we're gonna give it one more try. Because this might not be accomplishable. I wonder if I could cheese it. It was worth a try. Yeah, we might not be able to do Don't Be Spotted in this one. Unless I throw the smoke, take out the guy that's not in the smoke. I don't know. This is a tough one. Thankfully, it doesn't look like I'm behind. Yeah, we'll get this done. One way or another, we're gonna get inside the ship. That was close. Oh yeah, I think I had missed your comment, Brazen, but you're absolutely right. The way that they sort of reinvented how you can accomplish stealth is just great in Arkham Knight. It forced them to up the mechanics. Okay, we got that one. That should count. Unless they, for whatever reason, count the smoke pellet. I don't know. Oh well. Like I said, it looks like we're still kind of on track to be able to get it. So we'll get here.
Looks like someone brought a bat to a knife fight.
I mean, I guess I have to indulge them.
I got a knife with your name on it.
Welcome to this boiler deck fight. You know I always get
Great.
by you first round lot. That's why I keep you boiled.
Let's go ahead and upgrade.
Well,
3 more levels, that's totally fine.
and don't think I didn't notice those of you who did.
Sweet. And with that, we are going to call it a day. Let's head on back to the main menu. I really want to thank you all for joining me here today on this this kind of quiet. Brazen, I totally agree. Yeah, some of this stuff is so weird. Some of the achievements are crazy. It doesn't deserve the hate that it gets, but it is definitely not the refined game that like Arkham City was. But I'm a fan of it. Oh, it doesn't tell me what percents. Oh, if I go back. 10%. We're 10% done. I'm assuming that's the like the main mode, but I guess we'll have to see. It's a good day for starting Arkham Origins. Lots ahead, including some of those challenge maps. Maybe we'll throw in some AR just for fun, so I can go back and visit Alfred. Try to get that. Brazen, thank you for the follow. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna be back Sunday for Mother's Day playing some Arkham City. I think I'm gonna be alone that day, like nobody in the house. So I'll call my mom in the morning, and then maybe I'll try to do another no-hit run, just on my own for some Arkham City. We'll see how it goes. I hope you have a lovely day as well, Brazen. I hope Knight, thanks for sticking it out for so long. Anybody else who was here the whole time, or maybe just joined for a little bit, it is always a pleasure to get to stream for you all and talk some cool Batman. So, as always, I am David Moan. You are wonderful, and I hope you have the rest of your day.